asylum. And we call these people illegals, but they're Christian refugees. I have this crazy thing I do with the Bible. I read it. And Jesus is emphatic about saying that we will be judged.
When I say stop talking, please stop talking. Thank you.
See, that's a good point. How'd it work out?
You know what, Scott?
Clinton Jaws, please comment on this video. I like comments. I read them now. And I'm an idiot. Just now, right before I started, I've been looking for my sunglasses. I'd say for a week. Yeah, 7 days I've been looking for my sunglasses. Guess where they are? I'm losing it. Scott Jennings. I love Scott Jennings. I love watching him. I love watching him rip apart Democrats. I like him on the show, with the Abby Phillips show. And you should too. Last night, let's watch. I almost forgot. I have to show this first. 2 nights ago, you're a liar.
For the people who need it, to keep illegal aliens from getting welfare benefits they shouldn't be getting, to encourage people to go to work. I don't think these things should be shied away from by Republicans.
None of that is true. First of all, I think Medicaid
It's exactly true. It's exactly what's in the bill.
Federal law prohibits undocumented immigrants
Then why are
from receiving Medicaid benefits.
On it? Why are
That's a figment of your imagination.
It's a figment of the CBO's documents.
Let me explain the facts.
It's in the CBO documents.
I'll explain the facts.
Is it or not?
Let me explain. It's not, actually.
No, you are lying.
No, that is not. It is not true.
Okay, hang on a
You're
second.
inventing facts out of thin air. So Medicaid is.
Hold on, guys.
Medicaid.
State program.
Medicaid is the most popular program after Social Security and Medicare. So $1 trillion cut to Medicaid, which is what Republicans just did, is not only bad morals and bad economics, it's bad politics. Medicaid is actually more popular than you, Scott Jennings. It has 70% approval rating among Republicans.
How do you know what my approval
More than
rating is?
80% among independents, more than 90% among Democrats. It's political suicide for Republicans to get Medicaid.
To come on as a member of Congress and lie about what the CBO says.
So the majority of people who benefit from Medicaid are senior citizens and those with disabilities.
Had to show you that because it's good. This is what happened last night. They start with this clip.
An order that will end birthright citizenship for the children of illegal aliens. Hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason.
You and your wife visit America. She has a baby and the kid is American? Dumb.
I mean, the only thing Donald Trump hates more than immigrants is the Constitution and the Bible that protects them. And it's worth pointing out he's our only president to have hired undocumented immigrants in 2 different centuries to avoid paying a living
I swear to God, why do I feel like I look like this guy? I better not look like him.
wage to an American worker. If they wanted the border crossings to stop, they would go after the employers. There's a gigantic help wanted sign at our border, and the Republican Party will never take that help wanted sign down. They will never take
literally
down,
almost zero.
but they're not going after the employers.
You
the
said,
white guy,
you said
hang
if
on,
they wanted them to stop, they would. They have stopped. Already have stopped, have they not?
No, they have not, and they will continue to come. Donald Trump will. Okay, they come here because white people. Okay, may I? They come here because white folks like Donald Trump hire them to avoid.
I thought they stopped too, right, Carolyn?
It's another example of fake news. And the May border numbers speak for themselves. Not a single illegal alien was allowed into this country because of this administration's border policies in the month of May.
Paying a living wage to an
border
American
is
worker.
effectively shut down.
And Donald Trump has already said he will not be going after the agricultural sector. The white folks who do the hiring and make the profits have a safe, exploited labor force.
The point he's making is about whether Trump is going to go after the employers. And
that's good.
I mean, the answer is no, he's not. But hold on. But look, right now, okay.
Is the border effectively closed?
There are very few border crossings. Okay. It's not zero, but it's very few.
It's not zero?
I can tell you
99%. But let me
How many was it during the last?
Right now in the state of Los Angeles,
it's zero.
And
they're not going after the employers.
I can tell you the border is not the only way people get in this country.
Right now,
majority overstay their visas.
Right now, not anymore. Not anymore, or at least it was not in the last surge. So. In Los Angeles, there's a lawsuit right now, actually addressing some of what you're talking about, which is
they get into it, guys.
They're challenging ICE's ability to just go to a Home Depot parking lot and sweep people up,
get them out of there,
to
Home
stop
Depot.
people because they look Hispanic, because maybe they're speaking Spanish. This lawsuit is before a judge tomorrow, and there will be a decision on it tomorrow, and it could very significantly curtail the Trump administration's ability to do these sort of wide-ranging raids. But the assertion here is that there's racial profiling going on in these
There
rates.
is. Of course there is. It's very much akin to, I'll tell you what frightens me is we've had this before in our history. In the Jim Crow South, when you had young black men being disappeared off the streets. I mean, there is a very real type of terror that is being perpetrated against black and brown people in this country who are being profiled, who are being targeted.
East Indians and black people. What are you talking about?
I think John raises a very important point, which is if you really want to stop it, then you go after the employers and you make sure that they don't hold the jobs open. And
isn't that employment profiling?
Employers, whether that is a meatpacking, whether that is in farms, whether that is in the Central Valley of California, you pay people a living wage, you give them health care benefits, you treat them like human beings, you create real jobs rather than, we went from one unpaid labor force to another very low paid labor force. And this country has worked that way for centuries. And if we really wanted to stop it, we would go after the employers.
I'm just confused. I don't even understand what you're for, because you talk about following the law, but ICE is enforcing law enacted by Congress. Are you for illegal immigration?
Anyone standing on American soil is allowed to claim asylum. And we call these people illegals, but they're Christian refugees. I have this crazy thing I do with the Bible. I read it. And Jesus is emphatic about saying that we will be judged, nations and individuals, in Matthew 25, by how we... Well, no, but hang on.
We're a nation of laws.
You belong to a party that likes to wave Jesus around like a prop, my friend.
We are not in a theocracy.
Okay, if I may.
We're in a nation
but
of
Are we
laws.
talking about the Bible or the Constitution or laws enacted by Congress?
I'm talking about a political party that uses the pretense of Christianity to get
But
votes.
how did you just
Clint, you look like an idiot.
Because the God of the Hebrew Scriptures commands us to welcome the stranger. Christ says we'll be judged by it. Why should I listen to Donald Trump instead of God and Jesus? As long as your party is using Christianity.
Enacted by Congress.
Too easy.
Yes, well, if you're standing on our soil, you're allowed to claim asylum. If you were born here, you are a citizen.
Hold on, guys.
Listen to this.
Hold on, guys. Scott, hold on.
Due process.
Can I ask a
Talking
question?
about following the
Is it
law.
a democratic?
Scott, just a second, please.
Scott.
Among many.
Yes. Did you have an
How about
issue?
we follow due
Did
process?
you have an issue with the millions of people that Obama deported, over 50% of which did not get due process? And
What do you mean?
Really? Expedited removal, voluntary return,
Expedited removal is in the law.
Millions of people
did not the law.
I believe people had the opportunity to go before a judge and make
That's
their case,
absolutely
actually.
Many were turned away
That
at the
is
border.
absolutely
Well,
untrue.
that's another way.
So that
to
makes it
How
okay
about
now.
Operation Street?
You hear that? Kind of a big deal. Well, that's another way to do it. Listen to what Scott says here. And the broad to his left says.
I believe people had the opportunity to go before a judge and make
That's
their case,
absolutely
actually.
Many were turned away
That
at the
is
border.
absolutely
Well,
untrue.
that's another way.
So
to
that
do it.
makes it okay now.
That's another way to do it. Well, they are doing it. She just accidentally agreed with Trump.
My point. It's the selective outrage
I'm
that
not
I'm
reasonable.
highlighting.
I'm not reasonable.
Guys, hold on 1 second. Let me let Jill. Hold on.
Obama.
And
Hold on,
nobody
Karen.
knows Justice Department
Karen
elected
and
to
Congressman.
Please, Abby.
Guys, hang on 1 second.
Oh, they didn't? California is now a sanctuary city. It used to
It's
be
a state, not a
California's-
city.
Good point.
Los Angeles is now a sanctuary city. California didn't have sanctuary cities when Obama was in office, and they cooperated under a program.
How are they
called
making your life worse? How are they hurting you?
That's not my point.
But how are they
Illegal
hurting you?
immigration hurts everybody.
Illegal immigration pumps $5 billion a year into our
hang on a
economy.
second, John.
Okay, let's do it.
Hold on.
Listen, Abby.
John, hang on a second. Scott, hold on a
A
second.
lot
And
more
Jillian.
homegrown folks kill
Jillian.
women.
Hey, Jillian.
Shut up, Abby.
Excuse me, but homegrown Americans
Scott,
kill at a much higher rate.
I'd like to put them in jail, too.
Illegal immigration and
Okay,
how
everyone, just stop talking for
immigrants
just a
and
second.
citizens-
Jillian, please stop
Sorry.
talking. You all are all talking at the same time. It's
No.
impossible to hear or understand.
I don't like being manipulated. That's why there's only one platform that informs me, and that's Ground News. Ground News is an app and a website that pulls together news from over 50,000 sources around the world. For every story, it shows you political bias, factual reliability, and even who owns the outlet reporting it. It's everything the corporate press doesn't want you to see. Check out this story. Musk announcing the formation of a new political party called the America Party. Musk says he wants to give you back your freedom from what he calls a one-party system that wastes money. Now here's the fun part. Over 1,200 sources around the world are covering this story with coverage evenly split across the political spectrum. When comparing headlines for ourselves, we can see that the left outlet Electrex is framing it as Elon Musk realizing too late how badly Tesla will hurt from Trump's bill. Just stirring anxiety from Musk fans and Tesla investors. Meanwhile, the right-leaning New York Sun focuses on Republicans mocking Elon Musk's America Party. As usual, two totally different realities depending on where you get your news. That's why I love Ground News. You can cut through the noise and see all the sides in one place. And the blind spot feature, that's my favorite part. It shows you the stories your side doesn't even mention. The stuff they'd rather you never see. If you actually care about the full picture, check out Ground News. Use my link, ground.news/jaws, or scan the QR code that you see on the screen and receive 40% off the Vantage plan. That gives you full access to all the features I just showed you, and it helps support my channel. That's ground.news/jaws. The link is in the description.
When I say stop talking, please stop talking. Thank you. Jillian, the question I have for you is about the scope of these raids. That's the issue here. It's not even whether or not ICE can target people who have orders of deportation, who they know they're looking for. The question is whether they can go into an area and look at people who look a certain way or maybe are doing a particular job and just detain them and then ask questions later. That's the issue at hand here. In that case, that's going to be decided tomorrow.
If that's the issue at hand, obviously I would be completely against racial profiling. But am I confused? Have we deported American citizens because they're black or brown?
Yes, actually.
No.
Yes, there are several sitting in prisons around the
Not going to tell you.
There are examples of people.
Someone.
There are examples of people who have been detained who have legal status or who are citizens. We have it here. I mean, so people with legal status, DACA recipients.
She has a problem with people being detained. When you get pulled over, did you guys know you're detained? You're not allowed to leave.
Citizens. We have it here. I mean, so people with legal status, DACA recipients held in Alligator Alcatraz. The attorney doesn't know why. Another green card holder also detained in Alligator Alcatraz.
Deported.
Yeah, but the question
And
is,
if you're going to give
listen,
these individuals,
I think that
why
the
were they
question is,
detained?
when you detain
why?
them,
Okay.
are they being given due process? And because if they
Were you guys given due process when you were pulled over? Hi, ma'am, you were speeding. Excuse me? I want my due process, and I want it now. Ridiculous. They actually don't even understand. Abby doesn't even understand, really, these words, what these words mean.
when you detain them,
Okay.
are they being given due process? And because if they have a reason to not be detained and they don't have a way to prove it, then that's the problem. I think that's the problem that is being raised by some of them.
Really easy to prove it. Dispatch, I got John Doe here. Spell his last name Delta, Oscar, Echo. Oh yeah, Clint, yeah, he's an illegal immigrant. You're under arrest.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what we are seeing, and there's plenty of evidence of this, is that there are examples of immigration enforcement officials going into the wrong home and picking up people, entire families, because they are of Hispanic descent, and then seeking to deport them.
But what's
Are
their
they
status?
here illegally?
Well,
Thank you. Are they
listen,
here illegally or not?
Listen to
I think
Scott
that
here,
is
it's
a
hard to
very
hear.
good question. Of Hispanic descent, and then
That's
seeking
gonna happen.
to deport them.
But what's
Are
their
they
status?
here
What's their
illegally?
status?
Well,
Thank you. Are they
listen,
here illegally or not?
I think that is a very good
They're not
question.
checking.
That is a very good
They're not
question.
checking.
They then have to be, they're forced into a position where they have to prove that they have status, they have some legal process that is pending
Easy to prove.
to gain status. Some of them do, and they're still detained. Their
exactly what
freedom
Joe
is still
required.
taken away.
I think you're skirting around the issue. Vast majority of interactions here are occurring with people who are in the country illegally. But I do have a question. Your view, apparently, and I think it's a valid debating point. But if someone can get here illegally, as I understand it, you think they have an immediate right to claim a status and stay here.
No, my
Is
point
that the position of the Democratic
law
Party?
is if you're on our soil, you can claim asylum. These folks you call
Not
illegals
everybody
are
gets
Christian refugees.
gets asylum.
All right.
I'm just asking.
We have
what
to leave it there, guys. Coming up next, Trump's base is
Skippity Doo tells Scott that we're in the ditch. I love Scott's reaction here.
Republican Party that I grew up in, and I don't think it's ever coming back. I think it's gone. I think it's gone for good. They're in the ditch and they just don't know it yet.
How are we in the
Hope
ditch?
springs
We
eternal
won the
for
national popular vote last November. We won a crushing victory in the Electoral College. We won majorities in the House and the Senate. We just passed the big, beautiful bill. Peace is breaking out in the Middle East. Peace is breaking out on the African continent. Gas prices are lower than they've been in 4 years.
How about
Taxes
eggs?
are going to be low. Egg prices are down 69%. The southern border is secure. Jeff, These are things Republicans have believed in for a very, very long
but
time.
Scott, I mean, we can't forget that
Come on,
it wasn't
Scott.
that long ago when you were probably closer to the Mike Pence view of this. That you were not necessarily a Trump supporter until fairly recently.
I voted for him 3 times.
I'm making news here at this table because you.
Got you there.
What I'm pointing.
Listen to this comeback. Beauty. Beauty.
I can remember sitting at a meeting leading up to this election. I've got Bill Kristol sitting here. I've got, former friends, conservatives from across the aisle. We were all aligned in how do we defeat Trump. It was a meeting.
How'd it work out?
You know what, Scott?
Just
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'll
Tell you what. He's
Guys,
underwater on every single
not like
issue.
Dick
Hold on.
Cheney.
Why don't you let
Guys,
me finish?
Guys, we gotta go.
My only point is,
I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed that I look like him. I'm going to get my hair cut.